Hey guys, how's it going? Back with another video today. Today I wanted to show you a few things that I can do to just try and make myself feel fuller, and just some wee tricks that you might find useful as well when it comes to eating. So I just want to show you that by using different plates and different pieces of cutlery around the house, you can then make it look like you're having more food than what you actually are, and therefore your eyes may then think that you don't need to put as much on a plate, for instance, compared to if you have a bigger plate. So I'm just going to show you a comparison now. So I'll do you two different plates side by side of the same meal, and just to show you the difference of space that they take up on plates. So as it goes to show, using two different size plates can make such a difference when you're coming to eat food, as it goes to show that when I'm using a smaller plate there, my plate looks more filled, and for me then I feel like I'm eating more food. So this is another way in which then you can try and make your meals look bigger than what they actually are, is by using a smaller plate. So what I'll do is next I'll show you some options that you can use for cereal then, just for another difference as well. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is how also having different size bowls can make such a difference to the amount of food that it looks like you're eating, and as well as that the cutlery that you use. So I'm just going to show you two bowls now along with two spoons, and just show you that the difference that it'll make, but providing that you use maybe a smaller bowl. And if you don't have one, then go out and buy a small one, because they're only probably like £2-3 at most in most shops. So get out and get yourself one, and then just use it all the time when you're on your diet then, because it'll really make a difference. Alright, so these are the bowls then. So as I come down closer, you can see that there's a big difference in the one on the left compared to the one on the right. So as you can definitely tell, you'll be able to get more volume into the one on the right compared to the left. And for me personally, when I was a bit younger, I would love to fill the bowl to the top, which then meant if I was using the bowl on the left, I would have been eating less cereal compared to the one on the right, which will then obviously make a major difference to the amount of calories that I'm taking in during a day. And lastly then, I want to just talk about spoons quickly. So you can see here, I have a soup spoon and a teaspoon. Just even looking at the difference, using a teaspoon, you're going to then take longer to eat your food, which will allow you to start the digestion process a little bit quicker compared to if you were using the bigger spoon, which means you have more spoonfuls, which therefore can also mean that you might then end up taking longer and therefore feeling more full compared to having this one where you could be shoveling it into your mouth. So therefore as well, maybe look at trying to use a teaspoon, especially on a diet, because it'll take you longer to eat the food, which therefore means that your body will be able to register the amount of food that you're taking. Therefore you'll feel more fuller quicker, and you won't be feeling as hungry to then go and maybe eat crappy stuff throughout the day. So I was asking before about what Monster is like the best. For you personally, do you think that you would drink a Monster before your session, or would you prefer food? So in regards to that, if you can, do you like to try and eat food, or do you find that with the amount of calories that you have, you need to train fasted? Let me know what you think about that, because it'll be interesting to see what you think. Before we go any further as well, I just want to say that if you are on a diet, maybe look to try and train fasted, as this will allow you to then go into energy stores that will have been left from food that you've been eating the night before, which therefore means before you actually start to digest more food, you'll be using energy stores that are just sitting in your body ready to be used. Because if you are eating food, then that means you have to burn through the most recent thing that you ate before you can get into the reserve stores that your body keeps, just in case, for instance, you aren't able to eat and you're out on a walk, and therefore your body will then go into these stores, which will then allow you to have energy throughout your walk, for instance. And it's just the same mindset to this. If you can then train fasted, it will allow you to go into these energy stores quicker than if you were to go to the gym not fasted and been eating foods. I just want to say as well that these tips that I'm showing you now, I have taken time to learn myself. I haven't learned them overnight. So do take them and use them, because they will really help you when it comes to trying to lose some body fat, if that's your goal for the summer. So give them a go as well, and let me know what you think of them. But enough said, it's now time to train, so let's get into it. So guys, I just want to take us through a bit of today's leg session, just to show and explain to you how to make sure that you're making gains the whole time. So firstly, you just want to make sure that you're getting a weight that's light enough so that you can make sure that your hips can get parallel to the ground, and this can be shown by your hamstrings touching the back of your calves, and this will just help you improve somewhat more when you're completing the function and the motions then. After this, I'm just moving on to some leg press. It's the same principle again. You want to make sure that your hamstrings are touching your calves, and you just want to make sure you're getting that explosive power in your legs. So I'm doing this as a superset just to make sure that I'm burning out the quads a wee bit more. So as you'll see here, once I rack on the weight, I'm just going to then go straight over to the squat rack and pick it up for lunges. So with my lunges, what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that I'm getting my knee down to about 90 degrees. And therefore then with this, I'm just making sure that for the whole time that I can feel the whole burn, and it's just going to help me to make sure that I'm just ripping down the muscle fibers as much as possible, so that when I'm taking in my protein, I can grow as much as possible. If you're struggling with this weight, get something lighter. It's the best thing to do. So next is hamstring curls. Make sure you're lifting a heavy weight for about 8 to 10 reps, just to make sure that you can really rip down the hamstrings, because they're really strong built muscles. Remaining deadlifts then, make sure you're getting about halfway down the shins so you can feel the stretch in the back of the glutes and the hamstrings. These are an absolute killer when you do them properly, so give them a go. And finally, I'm doing some Bulgarian split squats. You want to make sure that your knee is near enough touching the ground and your legs getting to about 90 degrees. And yeah, they'll absolutely burn. So give this a go and let me know what you think. Okay guys, so that's going to be the end of today's video. I do hope you can maybe take some points away that you can then use in your diet as well, just as like wee hacks as such, just so that you can improve and make those wee differences that will actually make the difference over a long period of time. If you have any questions, please be sure to drop them down in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as you can. And if you haven't already, please be sure to share and subscribe, as it'll really help me out as I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers. But until next time guys, just want to say thanks for watching and goodbye.